We have a fantastic event here today in Brussels where we're discussing competitiveness and energy efficiency. And I think it's very important to state that these two dimensions go hand in hand. It is actually as simple as saying that the energy you don't use, you save, and when you save it, it's additional competitiveness. And we see that as an industry, both where we save energy ourselves in our factories, in our supply chain, and we as a manufacturer of insulation material worldwide see that our customers increasingly are interested in saving energy, because every time they save energy, they become more competitive. And they become more competitive because they don't rely on energy sources, and they become more competitive also because they get a stronger CSR agenda. Particularly in the EU, we need now strong and consistent policies to implement the EPBD, the Energy Performance of Building Directives. If we have strong policies guiding these very visionary ambitions that have been put in place, then we as industry can step in and invest in, of course, factories, but also new products, and we can spend time and resources training installers in how to upgrade buildings. So now what we need from politicians is a steady course. We need politicians to take what has been decided in Brussels and implement it in local legislation, and then we will follow through as industries to make sure that this all happens. Really, to get the energy efficiency and renovation wave rolling in Europe, of course we as companies have to deliver the capacities, that there are enough materials that can be used in renovating the millions and millions of buildings that now need to be renovated. So that is very important, that we have clarity on the time horizons here and that we step in and invest. But equally important is, of course, our own decarbonization. Many building materials use a lot of energy to get manufactured, and so does ours. We use stone to develop stone wool, and we are going through a decarbonization of our own manufacturing. So we go from coks and gas into electric melting processes. And in order to do that, we need a lot of power. So one of the asks we have to European politicians is to ensure more access to electricity. So we play on both dimensions, both helping others decarbonize their buildings, but also decarbonizing our own manufacturing process. Transitions such as the energy efficient transition of buildings in Europe is, of course, a massive undertaking and requires a lot of innovation. And this also means that a lot of companies and a lot of consumers need to change their behavior and needs to change their offerings in the market. And that is a very, very hard change. However, there's also a lot of good news, because by renovating buildings, we don't only save energy, we also, as I said before, become more competitive, both as industries, but also as consumers, because we don't spend so much on energy. But there's also the impact of local job creation. A lot of this will happen locally, because most building renovation projects, if not all, are done by small to medium-sized companies in the local geographies, and hence creating a lot of local jobs and a lot of local income. So even though it's a difficult venture we are on here, there's also a lot of positive.